The other day, I stumbled upon a clip from the Trash Taste podcast, wherein there, Joey, one of the members, goes on to rant about how he thinks the protagonist of Bocchi The Rock was just cringe and not relatable, which ultimately ends up making the anime less enjoyable and overrated.
It is so incredibly cringe. But you pointed out saying, oh, I cringed at the fact that it was relatable.
Yeah.
No one is that socially awkward. I'm sorry, not even anime fans. And that's stooping low.
As much as I like Joey as a person and as a creator, this take of his just completely misses the point. So let me tell you why. The reasons as to why Joey goes on to complain about it is because he says Bocchi, who is the protagonist, is just too unbearably cringe and socially awkward, up to a point where it loses all relatability because it's so exaggerated, and no one is actually like that in real life. But that's the point. To understand where I'm coming from, we need to talk a little bit about the animation media and how Bocchi The Rock uses it. What differentiates animation from other entertainment media, like live-action movies or shows, is the ability to work with surrealism and different ways to represent something. I don't think absolutely anyone that saw Bocchi glitch out in the middle of the street thinking about a social situation thought to themselves, "Aw shucks, I hate it when that happens to me," because it doesn't, and nobody thinks that. The point here is to relate to the emotion, because yeah, maybe you do get a little socially anxious, and it's that thought elevated to an absurd level for the sake of slapstick comedy. It's such a common thing in animation, which makes me wonder how Joey even got to his conclusion in the first place, considering the amount of anime that he's watched. I don't know if it's because he's been distancing himself from anime and anime content, but it's just weird. This type of comedy can be pretty funny when done well, which I think Bocchi The Rock does. They use this type of humor throughout the whole show. The reason as to why I think they pull it off really nicely is because of the great animation the anime has and many references it does. But that's not the only thing the show does really well. All I've mentioned so far has mainly focused on Bocchi, but the rest of the anime also offers a great story of self-progression and teamwork. The music in this is a whole part of it that I can make a whole another video about it, with how amazing it is. When comparing it to other sort of music-centered anime that end up leaving the music part of it as a second thought, Bocchi The Rock actually plays justice to this subject, with an amazing soundtrack and the actual representation of what it actually is to play music. There's also a ton of details in how everything is portrayed, from real-life locations recreated almost perfectly to a proper instrument-playing animation, where what they play does in fact match the music. There's a ton of these details that could end up being overlooked if you're not paying attention. Bocchi The Rock is a great entry on the cute girls doing cute things, because it goes far and beyond to extend and evolve what this genre can do. And honestly, I hope we see it more in the future with how anime is plagued with male protagonists or male-targeted stories. As always, I don't know how to end videos, so I'm just going to stop talking now.
My understanding of it after reading the synopsis, I was like, oh, this is K-On!, but if the main character was the girl from Watamote.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no.